So, any mention? One word. You guys talk about coming here to check the fucking parking meters. I want advance notice. As long as we both shall live.
Yeah, you got it. So he's not gonna come around anymore, and he's not
This is Rob. Rob checks a man's tonsils with his 9. Asks for a promise. That man keeps it. So you better keep yours.
Turncoat. I love a little seedy kind of a crime drama, and this absolutely delivered on all the fronts. It was really a masterclass in creating that atmosphere, that anticipation, and the wondering of what's going to happen next. Who can we trust and who can't be trusted? And it really had me on the edge of my seat due to the great pacing, as well as, yeah, that general atmosphere they created with the sound, with the subversion of expectations. And I do think that the dialogue was really strong and the performances were believable. This genre can get cheesy or precious if you don't have the right actors in place to make the stakes believable. It can get into soap opera territory, and it absolutely didn't in this case. So kudos to the casting, kudos to the actors, and it really was great dialogue for them to play with. And yeah, I really enjoyed this piece. Congrats.
I like Turncoat. Um, I liked how they played with time, specifically in writing and editing, like jumping back and forth, revealing information. This is a masterclass in you as the filmmaker have all the cards and are the dealer that gets to choose what order you want to feed the audience to give the most emotional impact. I thought played a masterful hand. Uh, that I thought the main like the black dude that was like the cold, stone cold guy. Thought he was great. They were all great, but I thought he stood out. Uh, my favorite scene was definitely that scene of when they like put the bag on the guy and like he like strangles him. I thought the what y'all did with the camera with the like shallow focus or out of focus or that vignette that y'all did, I thought that was really cool. Um, Overall, really well done. Great job.
Turncoat is an interesting exploration of a story trope and a very compelling story. So let's dive in. The first thing I noticed is the attention to the character details. It's very impressive how you manage to tell so much about someone just through mannerisms or a detail of objects that they have or movements that they make. So, and I really enjoyed watching the story beginning with one character, only to shift our perspective later and making us empathize with the opposite side. So yeah, this narrative twist really adds depth and keeps us really engaged and shocks us. So while the classic mafia boss trope might feel familiar, it does provide a solid foundation for tension. I would say that dialogue and the cinematography all fit in a very specific genre, which is a great skill, specifically in the story and in the script. And I found myself wishing for a fresh twist to elevate the excitement, but the film still manages to hold our interest, specifically with this kind of making us empathize with what should be an antagonist. So, set entirely in one location. This is another great thing. It makes great use of the environment. Really brings out the colors of this room and this red that evokes so much. And while the main character's fate is tragic, it effectively makes us empathize with him, which is a bold choice. So strong visuals and strong character dynamics. I will really enjoy watching more of this story.
Turncoat. Okay, this was a very interesting film. It has a Tarantino vibe, and as you can see, I love Tarantino. So I was very drawn by by this short film. It has a very badass vibe, a very cool vibe. It all happens within this same place, this kind of bar. And it was very interesting to see how this group of characters try to find out what happened with the boss son, I think it was, and why the protagonist betrayed them. It has a Reservoir Dogs kind of vibe, and I like that. And I really like the way the bartender kept kept the information to himself, and then she became a key player by the act. I like the dynamic between the characters, the tension. It was very well built. I do found it a little frustrating that we end on a cliffhanger because I wanted to know what was going to happen after the boss finds out who killed his son. And I think that maybe the filmmakers are trying to get the funds to film the second part of this project, and I hope they get it because I really like to know what happened with all of these characters and what's going to be the final resolution. I like the way the filmmaker explored the subject of a tormented guy, a person who is haunted by the things he done before, and how this affect on the things he has to do now. All of this was caused by a past trauma, so it was an interesting approach. So yes, in conclusion, it was a very good short film, and I hope we get to watch the part 2 and part 3 or whatever, how many parts you have. Thanks for saying it.